Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here, and some of you might have noticed I already got, or not already, but finally got my top 10 endings, and now it's on to shelf number 3, 1A, and again, I'll just split it in half and hopefully move a little quicker this time. So we'll just go ahead and start off, and again, I ought to just say too, I don't have a lot of stuff, so I'm not that caught up on order or how I want things to be ordered. Eventually I will. So if things just seem scatterbrained, it is in a way, but at the same time, I do try to keep directors together, DVDs together, separate of Blu-rays and whatnot. But it isn't the most organized collection you're gonna see. But that'll change over time. Anyways, here we go. So the first three aren't movies per se. Well, they're not. Just a couple Metallica DVDs I have. A year and a half of the life of part 1 and 2. Really big fan of Metallica. And again, the video collection, 89 to 04. And finally, the Quebec show. So, big fan. Alright, anyways, on to movies. Picked this up not too long ago at Manifest Video out in the Carolinas, and I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't really done it. I just stuck it on the shelf. But it's the 3-pack of the Grudge set. Grudge, Grudge 2, Grudge 3. Of course, still sealed up. Haven't done anything yet. Stickers. So the Grudge trilogy. Here's a movie that I don't really ever hear anyone talk about. Murder by Decree. It's a Bob Clark film, and of course he gets most notably mentioned for Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, Black Christmas, amongst some other things. But he also did this movie called Murder by Decree. Christopher Plummer, James Mason, a young Donald Sutherland, or a younger Donald Sutherland. Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper, Conspiracy. What else are you going to say? It's not a bad film. If you've never heard of it, give it a shot just because it's Bob Clark. It's one of the better, well-made, I think, Sherlock Holmes stories. The Shining, of course, what can you say? Stanley Kubrick, Shelley Duvall, Jack Nicholson's masterpiece. 7. This is probably... this is the John Doe release or whatever, something. I can't remember what they called it exactly. But what an absolutely unbelievable ending to this film. This is since I got my Region Free player. I've been starting the process of ordering things across the pond, as they say, and this one actually came right from Italy. In La Casa 3, of course, Ghost House, Umberto Lenzi, of course, goes by Humphrey Humbert, not sure why exactly. But inside, I also have the Ghost House Witchery, the Scream Factory release of that, and I just keep it in there with that. The case that I had wasn't in good shape, so I haven't got a new case for it. But so I've got the Italian, no English subs, but the Scream Factory, English of course, release in there too. Another one I just picked up recently, haven't even opened it yet, Daybreakers. I just remember this being a really, really good vampire flick when I saw this, so eventually I'll revisit that. Here's a film I would have never even known about if it wasn't for JP talking so highly on it. Digging Up the Marrow, of course, Adam Green. It's a fun movie. Del Toro flick. Pan's Labyrinth. It's one of my favorites of his during the Spanish Civil War. Just an amazing film. Of course, the first of the entry of the Final Destination films. I do not have any other Final Destination film except for the first one, but that's a great film. One of my copies, my DVD copy of The Mist, with Frank Darabont. Incredible ending as well. What can you say? Just a phenomenal Stephen King adaptation. An old one, Horror of Dracula, Christopher Lee, of course. Snapcase. But cool nonetheless. Another one that JP had sent me, that episode of 50 contest, Mockingbird. That wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'm not sure about the end, but it wasn't a bad film. Here's one I need to revisit. I've only seen it like one time. Christian Bale, The Machinist. He lost an incredible amount of weight for that film. That is a weird film. The double feature, I Know What You Did, I Still Know What You Did, and, well, so 28 Days Later. Just an absolute classic as far as I'm concerned. I love this movie. And the follow-up, too, I thought was done very well. 28 Weeks Later. And I really do wish they would cap this off with a third. I think he could, has the makings of a nice trilogy. Of course, 30 Days of Night. Josh Hartnett, probably, yeah, it has to be my favorite movie, Josh Hartnett. I'm not a huge Josh Hartnett fan, but I thought he pulled off the character really, really well in this one. Of course, Shaun of the Dead. Not much to say about that. Everyone's familiar with that one. Bought this one on the cheap. Vincent Price, of course, From a Whisper to a Scream. I believe this is an anthology of shorts. I do need to take a look at that. I think I heard somebody mention that on the podcast, so I saw that on the cheap and just grabbed it. Del Toro, Guillermo del Toro Presents film, The Orphanage. I really enjoyed that one as well. I thought that was a great film. English subtitles. Blade 2, Wesley Snipes, of course. I can't remember. This might have been over on Shelf 1 when I did the first video. If it was, apologize. I've been moving things around a little bit. Last Exorcism. I really actually enjoy this movie. Not the end. I really don't know what to do with the end. But the film in of itself is it's not a bad film. It's actually it's fun to listen to Eli Roth on the commentary, though. He helped produce that. Heavy Metal Apocalypse, of course. You guys know it as Deathgasm. Of course, that's the wonderful Walmart slipcover redo. Thank you, Walmart. Wrong Turn 5. This is another one. I have not actually watched this yet, but JP had sent this to me. That's another one of the group he sent from the episode 50 contest. I'm sure it's a real treat. Of course, Army of Darkness, the director's cut. I've stayed away from the Screw tape release. I'm waiting till I just get the Scream Factory special edition, but this is the official bootleg edition. I don't know. This has got to be one of the most one of the films released a lot. District 9. I think I only watched this a few times. It's all right though. Another Peter Jackson Presents. And the last one we'll end off. I heard somebody mention this not too long ago on the podcast, I think, so I saw it, picked it up on the cheap. Signs. I think this is the only M. Night Shyamalan's movies that I have actually currently. So that will wrap it up for shelf number 3-1 or 3-1A, whatever. So as always, hit the like button if you liked, and we'll just got a second half of this shelf, and then I think I'm going to leave the rest of my collection alone until I get my order from the UK in, and then knock off the rest of the DVDs and then hit the Blu-ray. So until then, continue to have a good weekend, and as always, go Bills.